Hey, good people. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another edition of Two for Tuesdays, Grief and Motivation Talk with me, Kenesha Nichelle. For today, we will be talking about accepting grief and don't be afraid for the future. So today, just want to get started as always with sharing just a little bit of inspiration with you from my prayers for strength and healing. Today's topic, man, it's in light of everything that has gone on over the last weekend. I would be remiss if I didn't take a second to just pause and give a moment of silence to Chadwick Boseman, who not only was an iconic movie star, but he was someone who showed us that even in the midst of our hurt and our pain, he still had a purpose for his life, and he still knew that, he had a goal to achieve, and that was to bring smiles to many of our faces through cinematography and movies and the art. And so even while that man was battling colon cancer and he was able to keep quiet over it over the last couple of years, it's just a testament to, the level of faith that, you can have, that while even though you may still be hurting and may be going through your own situations, that you can have an impact on others. So just a quick moment of silence in honor of Chadwick Boseman. Amen. All right, so for today, I'm going to read today's passage for you out of my prayers for strength and healing. Today is September 1st. We're in another new month. I don't know about you, but I have great expectations that this month is going to be better than what we previously expected or experienced. This month is the month of my birthday, not my birthday, Lord, my daughter's birthday, my grandmother's birthday as well. And so she's excited for us to get to September. And so I am optimistic that this is going to be a good month for us all. So for September 1st, the scripture comes from Psalms 21:1. It says, "The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation, how greatly shall he rejoice." And the passage that goes along with this says, "Out of sorrow, the sweetest souls have emerged. The most sympathetic hearts are marked with scars from wounds which have healed." And so this passage, speaks to me definitely simply because this is kind of a testament of who I am. So my scars are the death of my parents and having overcome the grief and the hurt and the pain and the loss. And as it says, out of sorrow, the sweetest souls have emerged. The most sympathetic hearts are marked with scars from wounds which have healed. That just means that once we come through our season of hurt, pain, whatever, that situation may have been, that now we're in the position to empathize and to sympathize with others who are enduring that exact same hardship. And it's not until we have come through that season that we're truly able to encourage and to be there as a support for someone else. While I'm on this journey, it's been 13 years that I've been an orphan, and I just, in the beginning had no idea what this journey was going to look like. You couldn't have told me back in 2007 when I lost my mother that I would even remotely be able to talk about losing her, let alone encouraging someone else when I was hurting. And that's typically how it goes when we're in the midst of our season, that it's difficult to see our way out, that times are hard and our heart is aching and we don't know day from night, and we struggle with wondering, will this get better? Do I have a future? Can I move past this? And the answer is, while you're in the moment, you can't see it, but you have to hold on and you have to believe it. Because when you do get through it and you get to a point and you can say, you know what, it was good for me that I was afflicted. You can say that though I went through a tough time, it made me stronger. It made me better. Once we get to that point, then we can confidently speak to others who are going through the exact same pain. And so this passage obviously resonates with me because I am in my journey and in my walking with you. I can't help you if I haven't gotten through my own story or my own pain. And now that I have, I can hold your hand and I can look at you in the face and I can tell you that it's going to be all right. When the scripture says weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning, I can tell you that I believe that and I know it to be true because I have been able to come through. And so out of sorrow, the sweetest hearts have emerged. The most sympathetic hearts are marked with scars from wounds that have healed. And this is from Leroy Brownlow. And again, once we've gotten through that pain, that hurt, and even sometimes while we're in it, we may be further along than someone else. And so we can tell them, we can sit with them and wrap our arms around them and honestly say it's going to be okay. We can hold them and talk to them and say, you know what, I know what you're feeling. That pain that's deep down in your heart, you're not experiencing it by yourself. I am feeling it and I have felt it too. And I just want you to know that you too can get through it. And so that's my inspiration moment for today. Just want to let you know that even though where you are right now, it feels like you may not make it. It feels like, how am I ever going to survive the loss of my loved one? I promise you that with time, with the right tools, with processing and coping in positive and healthy ways, that you can too get through, and enjoy this life after loss. I'm not saying that you'll never miss them, because I miss my parents dearly on a daily basis. I had a moment yesterday. It was the first day of school. My daughter started 3rd grade, and how would I love for her to be able to call her grandparents and tell her about all the exciting things that happened on the first day, including the systems failing and crashing. I wish that she would be able to call my parents. She got to call my husband's parents, but she didn't get to call my parents. And so those are some of the things that you don't forget about, but it doesn't hurt as bad because you know that, okay, I've gotten through it. And while I still miss them and I miss the times that would have come about from it, just know that I can still go on and I can still have a life after this loss. And so just wanted to share that information and that inspiration with you. And so shifting gears to today's two topics, we're going to talk about accepting grief. What does that look like? If you've taken a look at what the 7 stages of grief are, acceptance is that last stage. And so I want to put in your mind what acceptance looks like. And then I don't want you to be afraid for the future. Okay? This is a motivation talk that can inspire and that can encourage anyone that has, again, looked at our state of our world that we're in right now in 2020 and last week and losing Chadwick Boseman and all the other people that we've lost this year. I don't want you to be afraid for the future. I still want you to have some hope and some joy to know that, in spite of what has been this year, that we can still finish out 2020 strong. And it's up to us to manifest that and to believe it and to declare it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so first up, just want to talk about accepting grief. Like I said, accepting grief is that final stage of the 7 stages of grief. And when you get to the point of accepting, you've reached the point where you said, you know what, I know that my loved one is gone and no longer here with me, and I am okay. I know that with each passing day, I will get better. I know that healing is mine and that I am able to push through, but I know it's going to take time. And so once we get to that final stage of acceptance, then it's like, okay, well, now what can I do to use my life as a tool to honor them? How can I go forth and continue to make my loved one proud? If that's my spouse, my parent, my child, my sibling, what can I do to leave a lasting mark in this earth that is a memory of them? I think it's important that we never forget about our loved ones, and I think we can honor them by doing different things in our life, whether that's joining an organization, volunteering in their memory. If you want to go as deep as what I am doing and wanting to have a platform to help others, I think that we all have something that we can do that will make a lasting memory that will continue to celebrate and to honor our loved one while they're no longer here. And so once we get to that place of acceptance, then that's when we can start thinking about those layers. But until then, we've got to get through all of the other steps, the anger, the denial, the depression, all of the other hurt feelings that come along with the grieving process. We have to get through that before we can start to really celebrate the life and the legacy of our loved one, and to truly live out our lives in their memory. And so once we've gotten through that stage, once we've gotten through the anger of why did God take them, why couldn't I have them much longer, the denial of this didn't really happen, I refuse to believe that they're not here. Once we've gotten through the depression of I can't see life getting any better, I don't know how I can make it another day without them. Once we've gotten through those stages, then we get to the place of I can accept this. I'm not happy, and no, it's not a joyful thing that it happened to me, especially depending on how your loved one was taken from you. But we've gotten to a place where you say, you know what, God loved them more than me, and we know that they were borrowed. We know that our loved ones, was never meant to be here for an extended period of time, and that they know that, or that we know our loved one is in a better place, and we can finally say those things. I know that they're in heaven. I know they're with God. I know they're with my other loved ones, and that I am truly going to be okay as a result of this. And so I just want you to know that that place of acceptance does exist. That place of acceptance can be yours once we've gotten through the process. And I don't want you to rush this process. Grieving is, it has no timetable. You cannot say that in 6 months I will be healed. In 1 year I will be healed. There's so many things that we have to get through the process. I say that, we shouldn't make any lasting permanent decisions, especially during the first year. If this is your first year of experiencing those losses of your loved one, we can't make any permanent lasting decisions until we've gotten through their first birthday, your birthday, holidays, their passing anniversary date, their angel date. We've got to get through all of the first and really experience and feel the emotions that come with each passing day. And so once we reach that point of acceptance, it could be a year, it could be 5 years. For me, the turning point was in year 10. At 2017, I'd reached a point where I told God, I said, I was ready to do something different. My mother's anniversary, her angel anniversary, was approaching, which is in July, and I was just ready to do something different. I knew that I typically just, fell into depression and didn't want to do much and wanted to just stay in the bed. But I'd reached a point where I was ready to honestly have a different feeling for that day. And so I asked God very specifically, I said, what can I do to do something different? And he said, I want you to celebrate you. I want you to celebrate the fact that you're still here 10 years later, even after you attempted to take your own life, that you're still here. At that point in 2017, I had just built a house with my family. I've married and have had a great career in the sports industry. I have my own travel basketball organization, which is this logo here. I've done a lot of things, and I deserve to celebrate myself for having made it this far. And so with that, God just said, celebrate you. Turn this day, instead of mourning, into a celebration for the fact that I have made it and I have survived 10 years without my parents. And so that's another step of reaching acceptance, that when you're able to shift your mind into not being angry that they're no longer here, but into how we can celebrate. And so, again, I just want you to know that acceptance is possible, that, with each passing day, as you continue to do your work. Now, this does take a joint effort. This is not something that you can do by yourself. You need to be well equipped with the tools, whether that's a support group that you're a part of, if you join an intensive grief recovery program, if you are in therapy. All of those tools are what's going to help you to be able to get to that point of acceptance. I honestly don't think that it's possible to do by yourself at home with no tools and resources. I think it's a collaborative effort. You have to get to a place in your mind that you want to do something different. You know that there's something different that you would like to do. And I'm going to put this out here, even though my grief journaling workshop has already started. If you are interested and you want a new coping tool to be able to get through, DM me your email address and I will add you to our grief journaling workshop that's taking place this week. We started last night with the first intro power call, but I just want to extend this to you because you may be experiencing your grief right now and it feels like there's no way out. And so I just want you to know that I'm here with you, and if you would like to join me in this journey and to establish a new tool that's going to help get you through, DM me your email address and I will certainly add you. But like I said, once we get to a place of acceptance, that's when we can, shift our mindset into no longer being angry and upset, but now we're looking inward and we're saying, okay, I know my loved one is no longer here and I'm not happy about it, but what can I do to now celebrate them? What can I do to honor them with my life? And so, as I said, if it's, joining an organization and you are volunteering in their memory, if that's starting your own platform of helping others, if that's just sharing information, if that's being a good friend to someone else who's experiencing loss, all of those things combined gets you to that place of acceptance. And then we're able to truly get to a place of healing after our loss. And so point one for today's 2 for Tuesday was accepting grief. And then 2, I want you not to be afraid of the future. Since we lost Chadwick over the weekend, I've been seeing a lot of people that have been saying that they are afraid, for what 2020, the rest of 2020 has to bring. And 2020 has been tough, no doubt. But I just don't want you to be afraid of the future. This is when we have to call forth our faith and we have to rest in the God that wants to do good for us, a God that says in his word that he is going to protect us, that he's never going to leave us nor forsake us. I don't want you to be afraid of the future. And this is both for grief and for just everyday life. We've experienced so much this year that I don't want you to say, oh my goodness, I don't know what else is going to happen. Today is, September 1st, and you're like, oh God, what is September going to bring? August was this, August was horrible. Is September going to be the same thing? We can't go into our future thinking negatively. We have to start projecting and putting out the good things that we want to see. And so for me, like I said, my daughter's birthday is in September, so I'm excited about planning her birthday, and she's going to be 8, and of course she's looking forward to it as well. But this is what we have to do. We have to project those good things that we want. We have to manifest those things by doing affirmations. Here's one thing that I've shared with my group during this journaling workshop. This is the 3 things model, okay? So 3 things to manifesting a great day. And this is something that me and my family, we do. We try to do it every day, certainly not perfect at it, but there's a 3 things model to experiencing a great day. And so every night, I would encourage you to write down 3 things that you're thankful for. They can be the smallest things. I'm thankful that I got to get my meal that I wanted today, whatever your favorite meal was. I am thankful that I took a long hot shower. I am thankful that I had a great cup of coffee this morning. I don't drink coffee, but if you had a great cup of coffee, we want to write down 3 things that we're thankful for in order to share our gratitude and to manifest more of the good things that we want in our lives. Number 2, I want you to write down 3 things that will make tomorrow a great day. So if that's tomorrow will be a great day if I'm not in any traffic. I know we're all working from home, but I'm just thinking off the top of my head. If I'm not in any traffic, if I get to finish that last load of laundry and put away the clothes, tomorrow will be a great day if my child sits still while she's in virtual school and doesn't get up every 5 minutes and come and ask me questions. Okay, so this is how we're projecting and manifesting the great day that we hope to have. And then the last point is a I am statement. So we want to say something that, we want to call forth the good things that we want to have in our lives. So, I am confident. I am an overcomer. I am healing every day. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So we want to share, we want to decree and declare, we want to call forth in our subconscious minds all of the good things we want. And this is how we're going to go forward into having a great day and how we're going to be prosperous for our future. All right. So the 3 things model, 3 things that I'm thankful for, 3 things that will make tomorrow a great day, and an I am statement. I want you to start doing this if you can. I understand, if we forget and we're not as consistent as we would like to be, but certainly start somewhere, because I don't want you to be afraid for tomorrow. I know that tomorrow is not promised, and so we have to live for today. We have to be confident that God has given us this day our daily bread, not this week bread. I said this last week. God doesn't give us bread for the week. He gives us bread for the day. And so we have to take each day and we have to be grateful for each day that we have. But I also don't want you to be afraid of the future because of everything that we've seen in the past. There's been a lot of hurt and pain, a lot of death. We've experienced a lot of death this year, both with the coronavirus and then just losing athletes and actors and a lot of great figures in our world. But I don't want you to look at the calendar and say, we still got 3 months left of 2020. Is it going to be as bad as the rest of the year is? We can't think like that. We have to be hopeful and optimistic that even though what is behind us has been tough, that our future can still be bright. All right. I use the acronym of HOPE, which is having only positive expectations. Okay, we want to be positive that today is September 1st and we're going into September expecting this to be a great month. August may have been tough, but we're expecting that September is going to be better than what August was or what any other month in the past has been. All right. And so I just don't want you to be afraid of the future. I want you to be hopeful and optimistic that no matter what we may be going through, that our future ahead of us is always brighter than what's behind us. And so that wraps up today's 2 for Tuesday. So our 2 points were accepting grief, that in the 7 stages of grief, that the last point is getting to a point of acceptance. And of course, there's no time limit. I can't tell you that in 6 months you'll be over it. I can't tell you that in 2 years you'll be over it. It took me 10, I think, because I was younger. But you do eventually reach a point of acceptance. And what that is simply is you've reached a point to where, okay, I know that my loved one is no longer here, and I've reached a point that I'm okay with it. But now what can I do to honor them with my life? Is that joining an organization and volunteering in their name? Is that starting my own platform and helping others? Is that continuing with my, whatever I pursued as my career goal and trying to reach higher heights to make them proud? Whatever it is, that is the epitome point of acceptance, that, what, they're not here, but I am here now to live my life in their honor. And then 2, don't be afraid of the future. Even though what we have gone through and what we've experienced over the last couple of months has been extremely tough. This pandemic has been horrible. This pandemic has not been easy on any one of us. There is not a single person on God's great earth that has not experienced the headache that 2020 has been. But I just do not want you to be afraid of the future, okay? Even though we've lost Kobe Bryant, we've lost Chadwick Boseman, we've lost so many other people this year, I don't want you to be afraid for the future. I want you to be hopeful and optimistic. Remember, having only positive expectations. That's the hope that we have to have for our future. All right. So I thank you so much again for joining me for 2 for Tuesdays. As always, I am right here every Tuesday to give you 2 points on grief and motivation on how you can get through. Again, for those who are just joining, if you are or anyone you know is experiencing grief, I have started a free grief journaling workshop. It did start yesterday, but if you are interested or you know someone who is and would like to join us for the remainder of the week, shoot me a DM with their email address or your email address, and I will add you to make sure that you are able to join us tonight We meet every night about 7 o'clock. For the rest of this week, it won't be long. I will just be going with you different forms of journaling and how you can begin to release and to let go of all of those feelings that you're holding inside so that you can begin to get on your healing journey. So send me a DM with your email address or the email address of someone that you know who would like to participate, and I will add you to get the emails this evening. Again, I thank you for joining me for another 2 for Tuesday. I will be right back here, Lord willing, next Tuesday around 12 o'clock. Yeah, that's about it. I tell you, I'm proud of you. I'm thankful that you guys showed up and that you're here, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care now. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.